The other thing I've decided to do is the gas pipe that runs underneath the barrel. I'm pretty much leaning towards using that as the battery holder now. You can see if you've got AA batteries, they'll fit perfectly down the inside of this tube. Now if I put 6 of these AA's in, which are 1.5, that works out at about 9 volts. But I suspect it's probably going to be slightly under the 9 volts. Obviously it should be 8.4 to be its proper voltage, but I think 6 of those should do the job. Basically I'll just cut a length of this, mount it underneath the barrel. I may weld it directly onto there where the hole is, and fit a insulator inside the pipe, a piece of plastic inside the pipe with a central brass or stainless steel connector connected to a wire, and then have the positive end of these batteries running downwards inside the pipe, and then at the rear end of it we just have a screw-on end cap with a spring or something like that, which screws down on the rear end of the battery, and then the outer casing of the gun will be the negative, like a car. Basically the negative of the battery will be connected to the outer casing of the gun, which will then connect back to the motor, and so on, back to the connector for the motor on the gearbox. What I've decided to do is I've built this piping up considerably now by laminating one pipe over another one until it's approximately the right diameters. That there is now 28 millimeters in diameter, which is within a fraction of a millimeter the same as the original one. Now down at this end here I'm going to just weld round there and file it and try and get the same sort of look as that one has, but it's probably not going to be achievable without spending considerable time doing it. Now the profile here is not quite the same as the one on the original. I may put it on the lathe and change it a little bit, but I'm not really that worried about that. Now what I've done is this pipe here, to make it closer to the let me just get a measurement, to make it closer to the original measurement of the barrel in this area. You see, it's slightly closer, which is 23 millimeters. I've used the curtain rod, which I showed you in, I think in video 1 right at the start. I had some mild steel curtain rod. Now I've used that, and I've taken it from the receiver there to there, 42.2 millimeters. Now that basically takes you up to this this mounting here, which holds the gas pipe underneath, the gas return pipe. So basically after that point I've just got a 2 centimeter 20 millimeter diameter pipe. Now because you've got that point there, you'll notice that you're not really going to see the change in the diameter so much. You see, the original barrel is tapered all the way down, and I'm not going to spend my time trying to turn a taper into this. I probably could do if I wanted to, but I'm not going to waste the time. Basically, when you get to that point, your eye won't really notice that it steps down all of a sudden down to 2mm from 2.3. So that should do the job. So I'll see how I go now. I might blue this first and then I'll weld that up. Once it's welded on, it should then look pretty much like that. The weld's actually quite nice there, but it's not that neat all the way around the barrel. So I may have to do a bit of filing, a bit of cosmetics to make it look nice. Let's see if the as you see, I've blued it quickly just to get a bit of a decent sort of colour to it. You see, I've got to do a bit of filing to neaten it up. Now, whether it's worth me building it up with weld even more and trying to file it to look exactly like the real gun, I don't know. I could spend the time doing it, but unless you actually plonk this gun next to a real one, it's not going to be so obvious, all the little details. Most of the guns I make, you know, I could spend more time on them and make them really look good, but I'm not that worried about them most of the time. So yeah, so that's getting there. Next thing is either going to be putting that little plate up on the top of here, or welding the gas tube underneath. Hopefully that should look quite good. And I've got to make up the piece here which holds the gas pipe and the barrel together. Then once that's done, it should be getting there quite well then. Next stage after that will either be working on the gearbox lower section of the receiver to hold the gearbox, or working on the stock mounting. What I'm intending to do is have a long piece of threaded steel bar coming out the back of the stock and a smaller bar coming out somewhere else, just to stop the stock twisting, and basically having them fitted into the full length of the stock. So I'll see how things work out. I've just stamped some of the wording in on the top of the gun, and then I've wiped in a grouting pen, which is quite handy for the white lettering, and then just wipe off the surface if you can. Sometimes it needs a little bit of coaxing. Like that. So that's looking quite good. It's not exactly what it should say on the top, but it's good enough for what I want. Browning auto rifle. Due to the size of the lettering I'm using, I couldn't fit completely Browning automatic rifle in one line, and it wouldn't have looked quite right putting rifle underneath. So Browning auto rifle for short seems to work. US Cal 30 M1918A2, and then a serial number. Come on, move your horse. Right. Okay, what I've done next is I've welded the two pipes together, the barrel and the gas return. Now basically the top pipe there should be 23 millimeters. Sorry, the tube that I've fitted around the barrel is 23 millimeters in width, or sorry, length I should say. 23. Now the bottom one is 1 inch. Now I think I've knocked that one up a little bit. It should be perfectly central, but really I'm not going to worry about that. Now basically the end of this is threaded here, so that's going to be where the batteries slide down. Yeah, so basically AA size batteries, 1.5 volt, will slide inside there. There's the cat again. So it's going to take 6 of them inside there. Yeah, so that's welded. That's welded up, not particularly neatly, but it'll do the job. I filed that a little bit. I've not gone crazy with it though. It'll do for what I want. Yeah, so starting to take shape now. If I stick that up on top of the real gun, you should see pretty much it's the right shape. Sits perfectly on top of it. Wood should be an easy job to fit onto there. I'll probably use this big piece of wood, which just happens to be lying there. I'll cut that down into shape and fit all the necessary fixings onto the pipe where the screws will attach into it. I'll also put a sling swivel on as well. That's an easy thing to make. Yeah, so the awkward part's going to be the lower receiver, which is going to hold the gearbox, and then I've got to fasten the lower receiver to the upper receiver in some way so that it's nice and rigid. So that's going to be interesting. I've just slid the magazine in off the real gun. You can see it fits there quite nicely. So I'm going to have to make one of them up. But it's taking shape quite nicely now.